So welcome back to Betide, and in this video we would be setting up EIK's version 2.4, and the setup process for all the future versions would almost be exactly same. It would change a little bit, but that could be seen through the documentation. But for this time, yeah, it's pretty easy for any version we are using. Now we have the version on the marketplace and GitLab. We switched from GitHub to GitLab so that we can manage a lot of things on our own end, and we can like control the size limits and things like that. Now, one more thing that I wanted to take a look at is the difference between the EIK marketplace version and the free version. So the marketplace version does come with a few add-on advantages other than supporting us. Yeah, if you are just doing that for support, that would mean a lot. But anyways, you will get some extra perks. The first being now you can get some example projects merged with other templates coming on the marketplace. So maybe you can get it merged with MP system or something like FPS multiplayer kit 3.5 or something like that. The list is available on the Discord server. Now, if you want access to it, just don't join the Discord, review the plugin, or maybe post a question with your Discord tag, and we would review it and just give you access on the GitLab. Now, the second uh, thing that comes with it is, I don't know, maybe some extra support. Other than that, the kits are completely the same in terms of code. So now let's get started with the setup process, and like I don't want to take much of your time. It's already 2 minutes since I have been talking, so let's get started now. Setting up the marketplace version of the plugin is the easiest, to be honest. What you need to do is just buy the plugin, and after that you will find the plugin in the vault. You can just press add to engine and you can just select the engine version that you want. So currently, as you can see, we are adding it to the engine version 5.2 and it's downloading. It's about 248 MBs. And yeah, it has the latest updates, like it has the current update is 2.4. So yeah, it would be the easiest, to be honest. Now let's create a new project. One sec, it's just finishing up the download. So yeah, it's done. So now let's launch the engine and then open up the project creation page. Okay, so now let's create a new project named maybe EIK on marketplace documentation or something like that. So let's choose third person as the default player and let's create a blueprint project. So now as the project is open, let's go to the plugin section, which is available in the settings tab on the top right. Oops, my mouse got stuck, I think. Yeah, on the settings and plugins. Then go to, on the left, you will find Betide Studio. You can just press on that and you will find EOS Integration Kit version 4 2.4.0. Just enable it and restart the editor. And that is it. So that will just enable the plugin. So now after this, we would be covering up how to set up EIK with all the configuration values and how to set everything up. If you are using the marketplace version, you can skip the next section, which is on GitLab. So if you are downloading it from GitLab on how to set up that, so you can skip that section. But now let's just get started with the GitLab setup. So if you are downloading the plugin from the GitLab, how to set up the project. So downloading the plugin from GitLab is easy. Now you can just download a release version, which is maybe better for stability, from stability point of view, because this page that you can see, the files listed here are in developmental. So I'm making changes to them in live while you see the video. So it's better that you download a release version. Now how to get the release version? On the left you have deployments and from there you can get a release. Let's download a one maybe for 5.2 and set up that. So you can go to deployments and releases Now you will find 2.4.0 is the only version available at this point, so we will use it. We will use the 5.2 version, so let's open that up. That would open up a Dropbox link where we host our releases files. So let's go to that and then download it. So I think it should, nope, yeah. So now it has started the download. Till then, let's go and maybe set up the project after this is done. Yeah, so we are now back. So this is the project. Let's unzip this. So you can just extract everything. Now go into the folder and you will find EOS integration kit. And now you can see we have all the files, or like all the plugin files that we need. So just copy it and open up Unreal Engine. So we will create a new project named EIK something. I don't remember the name which I put. Sorry. So this is a third person blueprint project. Let's create it. So now as the project is open, let's what we can do is we can just go to tools, new C++ class, and just add an empty C++ class. Now this is required so that we can generate Visual Studio files, and a lot of different things can happen because these files are not really binary files, but maybe like C++ files. I think I explained it in the correct way. I myself got confused. But yeah, you need to create an empty C++ class. So yeah, let's press OK and OK. So although it says Rider loaded, but don't worry, we would be using Visual Studio. So although I have much love for Rider. Anyways, so let me open up the Epic Games. Oops, not this thing up. So here is the our project which we just created, and this is the file that we just copied. So we will just copy it again and then go to like the folder and just create a new folder named plugins. Open this plugins folder and just paste the file here. Now let me just show you inside the folder structure. So yeah, it's exactly the same. So right click this and right click your U project file and just generate Visual Studio files, which will I think take a few seconds to do. And there, after that is done, just open up your SLN file with whichever editor you use. For the video purpose, I would be using Visual Studio, but as I said, I'm a great fan of Rider and I use that on daily basis. So now if you get any pop-up that you're missing some components, just install those components. I just got one that I'm missing some components, so I will have to install those. Now this is so that you can, like in building, you do not get any errors, and it's better that you just install them up. So I will install that quickly and get back to setting up of the plugin. So we now have the files. So we will just right click the game file. Now you can see we have three types of files. Just right click the game file and just press on build and it will start the build for you. So we will just time lapse it and come back as soon as this process is done. So now the build is success. So let's close this and just open up the project from the U project folder. And here it is. So I will just on the right you can see we got a message for updating. We will just press on update so that it just adds our section. Now just go to plugins and then maybe Betide Studio. Yeah, this one. And you can just check the plugin is enabled or not, and also verify if the version number is the one that you want to use. So the one that the latest is 2.4.0, so we have that. So that said, now you should not have any other issues with the plugin itself, and we will start moving on to how to set the settings in the plugin and like what settings we need to set up there. So setting up EIK is not that difficult in general. So we would be going through on how to set it up. So in the project settings, you on the game, you will find EOS integration kit. You can just enable automatic setup, which would like handle everything in the maybe like default engine.ini settings. Now this would require your restart of the engine because these like EIK would be make the default engine, sorry, default subsystem of the game, and that's why. Now in the output log, you will now see a few things about EIKs. So just scroll up and you will find a red error that it says it tried to set up EIK as the main subsystem, but it failed because artifact settings were not found. So that is our first success that now we have EIK as the default subsystem, although it would not get enabled because these settings are like not. So on the dev portal, we will now just create a new game. So let's maybe name it something like, yeah, this works. EIK demo product, and let's just save it. Now go into the EIK demo product like settings, and you will find all the configuration values. Now we have to create a few clients and to get the client values. So let's go and do that. So before that, we can just maybe, yeah, right click this and put it here. Hmm. So the first values is the organization name. So you can copy it from here. So it's for us something, something, something. And for our game name, this is the value. After this, we will have to put our these values, so which we can get from here. So we will get the client ID. Now I created these client IDs while the video paused. So if you don't know how to do that, I will link the docs in the description and you can just check from there. Now we will need maybe, yeah, product ID, deployment ID, and the, oh sorry, yeah, deployment. And now we will need a encryption key, which for which we can use any website. Like we can just go to maybe 64 hexadecimal generator. This one, yeah, this will work. So let's copy one, but I don't think this seems like 64 digits. Let's make it 64. Yeah, it's wrong. And then generate. Yeah, now you can copy any of these values and that will work. Although you do not need to remember these values because these are locally saved and are not processed on the server. Now let's name this client as a client. And now this artifact name should match the default artifact name, like for a client. Now when you pack dedicated servers, it should match with the dedicated servers. Now you can enable these settings if you want. You can already see these are overlay based settings and things like that, but currently that's not our target. Now we will restart the project so that these settings can get saved, and basically we can move on to the next step. So here the editor is open. Let's, yeah, let's expand this and go to the output logs so we can see if EIK got enabled successfully or not. But as you can see, we don't have any red errors, so congrats on that. And you can read here, EIK subsystem was created, which means the creation was success. So now let's move on to the next topic, that is let's set up some blueprint nodes to test whether EIK is working properly or not. I would be opening up the level blueprint for this, it's not a suggested method to do, but we would be doing it just to test things out. I would suggest that you do it in the village blueprint or the game instance itself. But yeah, on event take I would make a print string and get is EIK active, and this would tell us that whether EIK is being used or not. So let's play so you can see true. So that means EIK is active. Now just to prove our fact that yeah, this node works, we will just remove one of these values, and technically EIK should not be active now. Oh, we have to restart the editors for the new settings to take place. And now if I play, it should come with false. And yeah, you can see this is false because EIK subsystem was not active. Let me put the value back and you should be good to go. So just save all. And now let's set up some blueprint nodes for login and check if that works on our ends. We do not need the event take, so never use event take for something like this, please. So on event begin play, I will set a timer for 5 seconds, and after that I will just attempt a login thing. So let's make it 5 and let's create a new event. So now from here I will call, maybe I will just call a branch, and I will check if EIK is enabled. So if EIK is active, that means our subsystem is basically using the EIK blueprint and like EIK subsystem and not something else, or not like null subsystem, then we can move forward. So we will call login with login using EIK, and you can pass any login method here which we support, but I would be calling device ID for now. And if it is success, we will just print device ID login success. And in the same way, we will just call it failure. Let's save it and just open up as a standalone. So sorry, we do not support plain editor, but we would do soon. So let's go to editor preferences and then play. And then in plain standalone, just in add a dash log so that you can get the logs and just play as in a standalone game. And now you can see in the background, we got the logs, and which is like much easier for you. Let's try this up. Yeah. So as you can see, we just got EIK like device ID login success, and it says device ID was not found on this device, and it created one for us. So like now you must have a doubt whether we can derive the product ID of the user or not. So let's make a system so that we can get the login status, verify if the user is logged in or not. And if the user is logged in, we just make it so that we print the product ID of the user. So go to EOS integration kit, extra, and get the login status. Now make it equal Now we have three types of login status. One is the not logged in. The second is using local profile. So like the device ID comes in the local profile because we are using a local method to log in. And the third is the logged in, which means that you have logged in using some external tool. So we have to check if the user is logged in using either of those so that we get the product ID then. And then we will just get the product ID. I think we will have to go in the EOS. Oops, I forgot the node name. Let me just go to EOS integration kit, extra, and get product ID. So you can just call this one and it will return the product ID of the user. So let's may print that, compile and save. Let's run. So technically now we should not get that red error saying that device ID credentials were not found because we had logged in once, so it should log in into our older account, and which it does. So now you can see we have these product ID printed and we do not have any errors technically. So congrats, EIK is set up correctly for you and you have the correct things for you as yourself. That said, thanks a lot for watching this video. Hope the documentation is becoming better, better, better. Sorry, I got confused. Like documentation is becoming better by day, and you would like that too. And yeah, we are making a. The team is growing, and the plugin is also getting better. We are working on Steam integration kit and a lot of integration kits like game lift integration kit, which would be coming out very soon on the marketplace, and GitLab. And the things on GitLab are already free, so that would be best. Consider hitting a like button and subscribe if this helps. Thank you. Meet you in the next one. Bye.